What's up, everyone? And welcome to the Daily Dose of Renewables, brought to you by the Renewable Energy Smart Pod. This daily roundup of headlines is just a sampling of some of the news you can get delivered directly to your inbox each day by signing up for the Renewable Energy Smart Brief. To learn more, click on the link in today's show notes. I'm your host, Sean McMahon, and here are some of the stories we're tracking today, July 23rd, 2025. Bloomberg BNEF has analyzed some of the ramifications of the Big Beautiful Act, and the findings aren't good for the renewables sector. Although there are still ways for wind and solar projects to qualify for key tax credits, the experts at BNEF project a 23% decline in brand new wind, solar, and energy storage capacity through 2030. Onshore wind is expected to take the biggest hit with a 50% reduction, whereas solar is forecast to decline 23% and energy storage is expected to slide 7%. In total, BNEF now expects 395 gigawatts of clean power buildout between 2025 and 2030, which is a stark decline from the previously expected 512 gigawatts. Our next story is somewhat of a follow-up to yesterday's top story about PJM interconnection. The grid operator is now facing record costs of $16.1 billion to meet electricity demand. Yesterday's capacity auction saw prices rise 22% to a record $329.17 per megawatt day. This soaring electricity demand is being driven by AI data centers and a supply shortfall. As a result, PJM says power bills may go up by 1.5 to 5%. PJM's current power mix includes 45% natural gas, 22% coal, and 21% nuclear, with renewables now facing delays due to financing and permitting issues. The Texas Public Utility Commission recently hosted a workshop to gather input from ERCOT stakeholders on the implementation of Senate Bill 6. That measure established interconnection disclosure and cost-sharing rules and requires non-critical loads over 75 megawatts to curtail demand during certain load shed events. Stakeholders at that workshop urged the State Public Utility Commission to implement the measure efficiently while working to balance data center growth and stranded cost risk. Equinor has reported a $955 million impairment for its U.S. offshore wind portfolio, citing regulatory challenges under the Trump administration. The impairment includes $763 million for Empire Wind 1 and the South Brooklyn Marine Terminal, and an additional $192 million for the Empire Wind 2 lease area. On the fusion front, global investment in fusion energy has surged by $2.64 billion in the past 12 months, which is the most since 2022. That figure is according to the Fusion Industry Association. And despite the increase, companies say much more funding is needed to commercialize fusion energy. And finally, the American Clean Power Association spent a record $3.8 million on lobbying initiatives in the second quarter of 2025. Meanwhile, the Solar Energy Industries Association more than doubled its allocation to $950,000 for the same period. However, victories on the lobbying front were few and far between, with their efforts helping to delay the end of some credits and soften supply chain mandates, but ultimately failing to deliver on their goals. As Jason Grumet, the CEO of ACP, explained, quote, "We all fail to appreciate just the intensity of the desire to undo any fraction of any figment of any remaining Biden policy," end quote. Well, that's our show for today. And just remember, this is just a sampling of some of the stories you can read in today's Renewable Energy Smart Brief. To sign up for that newsletter, click on the link in today's show notes. The Renewable Energy Smart Pod is a production of Smart Brief, a future company.